Hey, what the fuck is up? This is still fucking up episode number 8,
Yup,
motherfucker, dude. Shit's getting crazy, dude.
we in here, dude.
It's been like 50 years. We've said fucking 12 billion words. We're catching up with you, Joe Rogan. You know what I mean?
Dude,
We're coming up on you, Joe
noticed.
Rogan.
I just noticed how much darker I got.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was hanging out with a bunch of bros today, so it was pretty legit.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
So you like turn darker when you're around a lot of white people
yeah,
to like it's like a chameleon. You fucking you
Ye-
change colors around
yeah.
white people to I'm like super, just in case they like want to say some shit, and then you could just be like, gay,
Huh?
por
Oh,
qué,
¿qué
por
dices?
qué,
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
ah, lo siento, you
It's
know,
like a racial camouflage, I guess.
that's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, you're gonna get in trouble for that, so
dude, I had
just
like
be
when I
ready.
while I was there, I had the urge to drink so many monsters, though.
They just had like there was like a game there. He was at a motocross thing,
Yeah.
and they had like a game where they just had a bunch of drywall put up around the place, and then you just go in there with a can of Monster,
Yeah.
you chug it real quick, and then this Karen starts yelling at you, and then you have to like run around the room and then
Yeah, yeah.
punch different things, and whoever breaks the most drywall
They were
wins a case of Monster. So
shotgunning monster.
yeah, they put a Monster in a beer bong,
Yeah.
and then you drink it. Your mom Karen starts yelling at you, punch all the drywall. Whoever breaks the most wins a case of Monster. It's a pretty sick thing, dude. Like the variety pack, you know, so it's different flavors and whatnot.
You can tell my tone's very slow right now because I'm so like not amped up anymore from it. So
Yeah, the Monster has worn off.
yeah, yeah.
He punched all the drywall he could. Game over now, dude. So we got some cool shit to talk about today. You know what I mean? Nothing personally has really happened too much. I've been kind of staying off of social media a little bit more because the more that I look at it, the more I realize that it's just a bunch of angry people
Yeah.
trying to perpetuate and force other people to be angry people, and I don't want to do that. Like I posted the most non-racist shit today. I was like, I seriously was just like, hey, we should start judging people by the character of their character rather than of the color of their skin. And I feel like if maybe that was taught to to younger generations, that the problems would have probably gone away by now, because racism is for the most part an inherited thing. And she
Yeah.
was like, that is very racist and insensitive to ignore their race. And I was like, listen here, bitch. I did not say one thing about ignoring the race of a person. I just said don't judge them on their skin color.
Yeah.
But of course, be proud of who you are, be proud of your descendants and your heritage if it's something to be proud of. And of course, do that by all means. It hurts
Keyword.
nobody.
Keyword if.
Yeah, if a lot of white people were fucking shitty,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? A lot of black people were shitty. A lot of Mexicans, Asian, doesn't matter. People were shitty, and it's not because of the color of their skin. It's because they were just shitty people. They would have been shitty regardless of who their parents were, possibly. Jeffrey Dahmer, you know what I mean? His parents seemed nice, and he killed and ate men. So,
And fuck them.
in Hitler's mom and dad, I don't think they even really gave a shit about Jews. I definitely don't think that they would have killed like 6 million of them for like no reason at all. He overreacted to something.
Yeah.
Somebody said some shit to Hitler.
It was probably like in a cafe and like some girl accidentally spilled some
You remember
coffee
that?
on him or some
You remember
shit.
that movie called like Max or some shit? It was about Hitler as an artist, and
No.
his first art installation was a big meat grinder, and they were putting Jews into it.
Oh damn.
And it was like a person critiqued Hitler's artwork, and it was a Jew, so that's why he started hating Jews.
Dude, have you
It's
seen
called like Maxwell or Max.
have you seen Preacher? It was on AMC.
No.
Hitler becomes Satan pretty much in the show, because it's like this dude, the preacher, gets these powers that are otherworldly and godly, so he ends up meeting Hitler in hell, and he ends up becoming the devil, or like Satan.
Hitler does?
Yeah, he becomes the ruler of hell, but it shows his past, and it was pretty much the same thing. He was drawing something or something, and someone critiqued what he did, and he was like,
I don't know. I've heard
I'm evil.
I've heard that that's a thing. So maybe that is what happened. Like for real, he hated Jews because one guy was like, "That sucks,"
yeah, yeah,
and he's like, "Fucking Jews," and then that's the end of that.
those
You know.
fucking Juden.
And then 1940s roll around, and by the 1946, 6 million Jews were fucking dead. That's crazy. But
Happens.
off of that topic, um, Santeria, witchcraft, voodoo, those kind of things. Because like I lived up in New Hampshire for a while. I used to go to Boston a lot. I went to Salem, Massachusetts, where the Salem witch trials happened. There's places where there's like plaques where they're like, this is where they threw witches over the cliff with like boulders tied around them, and they were like wrapped up in rope, and they'd throw them in there, and if they survived,
Yeah.
they were not a witch. And they were like, well, my bad. Sorry, I thought you were a
Whoops.
witch. I mean, you talked weird, so you're a fucking witch. Because it's like if they had mental deficiencies, if there was anything weird about them, they're like, or if the girls were on their period and they were like emotional, they're like, you're a fucking witch, huh? And she's like, no, I'm just, why would you say that?
Yeah.
And he's like, tie this bitch up, throw her over that cliff. If she survives, I was wrong. I'll apologize. But if she lives, we're going to kill her. So even if she fucking manages to escape, like the guy didn't know how to tie knots, and she's like, no, for real, I just escaped. Like, nope, you're a fucking witch. I don't make mistakes. I'm a man. But
yeah, that's how.
yeah, I don't even know what anybody, like, as far as that witchcraft went, I don't remember anybody ever saying like, yeah, we witnessed like magic or like spells being cast. It was just seriously people that acted different, and they were ladies, so they were like, murder them because they're witches. Like, who fucking planted that seed?
Yeah.
But I don't know much about. I know I've heard about Santeria only in the way of, in the drug community. A guy once told me that the meth that he was smoking was cursed by a Mexican witch with using Santeria, and if you smoked it, you could see ghosts. So that's part of it.
I mean, yeah, but that's not. I don't think that's why.
Well, yeah, it's not why, but like, what the fuck? What is this? What is Santeria? Because you're Mexican, you should know.
Santeria is pretty much like Mexican voodoo, pretty much.
Well, I get that part, but like, what's an example of like Santeria?
It's like, it's pretty, like I said, it's pretty much like Mexican voodoo, bro. You do, it's like just like this right here. Remember I was telling you about this place called Catemaco, Mexico. It's like a witch town, but it's full.
So it's the Salem of Mexico.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And it's pretty much full of people who practice that, like witchcraft, Santeria, stuff like that.
Did they kill these women, or they're just?
No, it's just
they were just like a thing.
Yeah, it's just a thing. It's just like a village in Mexico that like everybody practices it. Like,
oh shit. See, Salem should have done that. They should have taken some fucking lessons from Catemaco and just had some. They're just like, this is our village. We do witchcraft and stuff. I don't even think that they fucking admitted to it. Like, for real, I don't get that shit. I remember they taught about it in school, but everything they taught in school was pretty much a fucking lie.
Santeria isn't supposed to be something that's bad, though. It's like there's these people called santeros who come, like, you go to them and they like evaluate you and see what's wrong, and they'll be like, oh, this is where you need adjustments in your life. This is what you're gonna need to do. You need this, and this certain objects, and you're gonna need to pray to this.
This is a chicken bone,
pretty much,
a feather, and a tomato, and you're gonna have to mash the tomato with the chicken bone, and then paint the tomato on your face with the feather, and that'll cure your acne.
And it's like
that kind of shit.
It's just
because that's more like voodoo in like Jamaica or in Haiti and shit like that. Those types of like witch doctors is what they were calling them.
That's essentially what they are.
I don't know if that kind of shit exists anymore. Like witch doctors, I'm sure there's got to be like undocumented tribes that are out in like the middle of nowhere in those types of places.
Wouldn't you consider like a shaman to be a witch doctor? Like,
I guess, but isn't a shaman supposed to be like a person that like leads you on some kind of spiritual awakening? Like the Native Americans, they give you ayahuasca, you vomit out the fucking
purge.
You purge yourself of all the evil inside of your body, just like Scientology, man. It's fucking, they hook you up to the e-meter that you have to pay thousands of dollars for.
Yeah.
They figure out what your levels of thetans are, which are bad energies, because the overlord, Lord Xenu, he fucking took a bunch of criminal aliens and then he threw them into a volcano and then used the soul collector to collect the souls and then release the souls on the earth so they can inhabit the bodies of cavemen. That's what it is. That's what Scientology is.
Yeah, I remember reading Dianetics in
in jail. Yeah. I read it too.
It was stupid, but whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy because it wasn't written as a fucking Bible, and yet people use it as a Bible. Because usually, religions like those were all like real fucking old. Like nobody knew where the beginnings of like paganism started. Like who was the first guy to be like, hey, this is a thing. We celebrate these days for these reasons and these gods. And then Christianity comes out of that, and then all of these things lead down the line to Mormonism, which that was like still a long time ago with Joseph Smith and all that stuff, which is a ridiculous fucking story because I read the Book of Mormon. I lived in Utah for a while. But then to have somebody who died in like the fucking 80s be your god, like a dude who wrote the book, he's the prophet, he's supposed to be like the Moses and shit, or Muhammad if you're in like Muslim or whatever. A guy named L. Ron Hubbard is supposed to be your fucking prophet. That's who you take all of your fucking information from. That's insane. And now it has turned into like a fad on TikTok or on YouTube or Instagram and Twitter. It's just a bunch of basic ass white girls who dyed their hair black. They put white fucking powder on their face, and then they say that they know all of these crazy weird fucking things about energies and spirits, and they use crystals, and they do
read
spells,
tarot cards and shit.
Yeah, they buy tarot cards on Wish.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, these tarot cards cost me $3, but they're still real. Like, I have a fucking Ouija board, but I don't claim that it's real. It's from 1971. It's like an original Ouija board. It's like, just fucking, it's cool to have.
Like a collectible, pretty much.
But I'm not gonna post a video of me like doing it. Like, did you move that? Did you fucking move that, dude?
Yeah.
Whoa! It just called me a queer. This fucking thing's a bigot. Because you're gonna talk to spirits from back in the day when racism was totally cool. You know that? So what the fuck? You're going to be talking to somebody and you're going to be like asking them shit, and they're going to be like, what are you talking about, you fucking pussy?
Yeah.
I don't like Jews. Like, you're talking to a 1939 SS Waffen member on a Ouija board, and you're not going to know who the fuck it is. He's just going to say his name. My name's John. Like, oh, John? My uncle John?
Yeah.
And then he's going to say some shit, and you're like, I thought you were going to talk about fingering me, not hating.
Going to talk about that one time
Chinese people or something. Yeah, the one time it happened.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I see it a little bit on TikTok, the witch thing, but they all like they do the thing now where they like paint their face with period blood. Have you seen that shit?
It's like
it's
real.
Real.
I've seen it. I remember this girl who was a tweaker claimed she was a witch, right? And she would do sex magic with her period blood.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
And she would like put it in. She's like, if I put this in someone's food,
that's disgusting.
And they eat it, and I say the right things, they're gonna end up falling in love with me. I'm like, if you fucking do that, I'm hitting you. And
yeah,
I'm not gonna do that, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean,
dude? Okay, well, I've heard of. I was in jail with this guy. He was a black guy, super nice dude. They called him Blankets. I won't say his real name because I probably shouldn't, but he was a Luciferian, which is a person who actually believes in the existence of Lucifer. Because if you don't know, Satanism isn't the belief in Satan. Satanism is the belief in yourself as the God in your life, basically, that you're supposed to do what you think is right and act accordingly. And it's not about being a bad person. It legitimately is about being a good person. I don't know if I would classify myself as that. I stick to my own thing. But Luciferian. And he also was very into like astrology, like very deep into it, where it wasn't just like, oh, I'm a Libra, I'm a Gemini, I'm a fucking this, I'm a that. He was talking about like all the different moons and the planets, and he's like, well, see, Mars was in this position in front of Venus on the day that I was born, so I'm actually a Capricorn, but I'm an Aries rising.
Yeah, I was
on the moon side of Saturn.
Just gonna bring that up.
With a Libra hanging off the side and 2% of a fucking Pisces. And he legitimately 100% believed in all this stuff. He thought that he figured himself out by using the relative position of astrological signs to dictate things that happen in his life, or things that had happened, or things that will happen, to predict the future using the position of the stars. Is a definite level of insanity there, because insanity is trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Now, with that, there's the biggest margin for variables there, because literally anything can happen. You could not take a shit on Tuesday. Okay. And then you could take 2 shits on Thursday.
Ooh.
Okay. That's just one variable out of a billion. I went to that. I could have went to anything. I could have went to, you could get a new job. You could find $20 on this day. None of that stuff is going to be, because the fucking world it's chaos. There's no formation. There's no linear path to what goes on within the fourth dimension that we live inside of. There's no alternate timelines here on this frequency that in which we vibrate.
I just picture the dude who takes that so seriously. He's like, I didn't take a shit yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
It means that on Thursday, I'm dying.
Yeah.
That means that I have cancer.
It means that I'll have to take a shit the next day.
No, it always means something different. It always, they read their fucking dream journal. There was one funny thing though. I used to, one of my old friends had a book. It was a Zodiac, the Zodiac signs book, but it was all the bad things about them. And it was so fucking funny to read. Like pretty much all of them said similar things. It was basically just calling you a shitty person.
Yeah.
And it was like every sign was just like, well, you're fucking super self-obsessed. You're a fucking narcissist. You're this and that. And I was like, that's the kind of shit that I can get behind. Because most people, I mean, I don't get what the point of looking at your zodiac sign, like your horoscope is. I don't get it because they leave it very vague so that it's up for a very large amount of interpretation. It's really left up to you. So honestly, you could just think whatever the fuck you want, because these are randomly generated words. And if you think, like I'm a Gemini, if I thought that every other Gemini was going to have a very similar path as myself, that would be fucking crazy. Yeah. Because it's not true. It depends on circumstances. It depends on your fucking life, on what's going on in your life that day. And you also have all the variables of every person that you come in contact with changing the course of what the fuck would go on. It's like maybe if you sat in a room by yourself and never interacted with people, there's a possibility that you could probably predict what the fuck is going to happen because you're going to force yourself to do those things.
See, back when I was like heavily fucking using drugs, that too, but
back when I was heavy into like blowing dudes.
Yeah. Well, you know who I was with? I was with this chick and she was very into it. And I remember like reading this shit and it's like, oh, this will happen if you don't do this, or this is going to happen because you're this. And I was like, what? But just like you were saying, you were reading that book that like explained the
bad things.
Yeah. So that was something that I literally did get behind, because I would meet certain people who are whatever, certain signs, and they would act a certain fucking way. And I'd be like, they'd be like, yeah, I'm this. I'm like, oh, it makes sense, because you're a fucking bitch. And
yeah,
that was something I was like, oh, fuck.
It is like a basic white bitch thing.
Yeah.
Like obviously everybody, you know, you got the Ugg boots, the pumpkin spice lattes in October, and horoscopes. That's like the 3 big things they say about basic white girls.
Let's not knock that pumpkin spice though, because that's just fire.
Hey, it is good. I'm not gonna fucking deny that shit. It's totally fucking delicious. But I'm just saying, that's a stereotype that is totally true. Because I happen to know white women. My mom's one. You know what I mean?
But dude,
she drinks black coffee though, so that's weird. She does not wear Ugg boots. She's not a basic white bitch because she was born in 1958. Okay, so basic white bitches were born probably most likely in the 90s or 2000s.
It's like these fucking people though that we were talking about. These bitches are on Twitter, Facebook. Like, it's all pretty much like a whole fashion thing for them, I would think.
Oh,
it's like
100%. That's 100 fucking percent, dude.
Yeah.
You know what else? You know what else women are very good at, and I mean men are good at this too. But I'm a man, so I notice it more in like when I've dated women and in the person I'm married to now, is gaslighting. Now, gaslighting is something that it has one definition, but a lot of people seem to think that it means a different thing. What gaslighting is technically is when you are trying to convince a person that what they know as the truth is not the truth, and that they are crazy for thinking that. As if I did something wrong, then this person calls me out on that wrong thing, and then I go, you're crazy. I didn't put my finger in you. You're out of your mind. That's just a quick example.
Yeah.
But it happens so fucking frequently, and it's so weird when you can actually catch it when other people are trying to do it. And if you call someone out on it, they always retort back, well, no, you're gaslighting me now because now you're making me think that I was thinking that the right thing was different than what you think. And now you're making me confused about that. And now I'm confused because I don't know what that was. Okay? So you get it?
I get it. Yeah.
You keeping up? All
Yeah.
right. So it's a weird sign of like how fickle the human psyche is in general. The human brain is an amazing thing. It's got fucking 9.6 billion volts of electricity inside of your body at one time. But as far as the psyche goes, that's just like the very thin veil that is the person that you really are, and then the ego that exists inside of there. And then if somebody can actually introduce words that change the way that works, that's pretty fucking crazy. Such as like Stockholm Syndrome. And there's been legit stories, and people have actually written out papers on how to use Stockholm Syndrome, how to create Stockholm Syndrome in a person. And it starts by, it's like a tragedy has to take place. And then it seems that you are the savior, even though you created the tragedy. And they can know this. They can know you started this. But then you have to start introducing things to them to try to tell them that you were doing what you did for the greater good of that person. Then you also offer rewards just every so often. You offer rewards of letting them free, or you withhold food, but then you offer food at certain times. You use all of those things, and it causes this person that you destroyed their life, and now you're using it to get them to fall in love with you. And that shit is crazy. And then it's like, it's basically the same, it's brainwashing. It's the same type of thing that the CIA was doing with MK Ultra, and then using Charles Manson. They were getting Charles Manson out of prison. They were giving him acid, and they were teaching him how to brainwash young hippies using acid. Yeah, and which he did. He used it to, I don't know what they were trying to incite, some kind of uprising, and I don't know exactly what the whole point was. There was a book about it. Joe Rogan had the guy on his podcast where he talked about the book. I was just gonna say,
I want to read that shit.
Yeah, because it seems like, I mean, he did research for what, it was like 20 years or something like that. He was writing that book, and it's got to be fucking interesting, because I mean, everybody knows about Charles Manson. They know about the obviously Roman Polanski, what's her name, Sharon Tate, all of those things, and then that other family. I can't remember the name of the family that he tied up the family, and then had like Charles Manson actually went in and tied up the family, and then he had Tex and those two girls go in, and then they killed the family.
Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet?
I have not yet.
It's fucking fantastic.
I know there's so many movies that I need to see. I haven't seen John Wick. I haven't seen, either of the John Wicks. There's 3 or 2?
There's 3.
3. I haven't seen any of them.
Dude.
And I also haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I mean, I want to. I fucking, for real, I want to so bad, because I love Quentin Tarantino and all that.
Get on the fucking train, bro.
Yeah, I know. I fucking suck, man. I spend too much time playing music. I spend too much time editing this type of shit, thinking of things to say, writing comedy. I do a lot of different shit all day, and then it's like, by the time I wake up at 3 a.m., you know what I mean? I got to go pick your fucking piece of shit ass up because you won't go get a fucking license. You're 26 with no license.
I'm a fucking success story, dude.
For real, dude. A success story with a dad bod.
Oh.
It's pretty crazy. The dad bod is real, and I guess it, like, what was it, a couple years ago? I don't know if it still is a thing, but it was like a trend. Like, people were like, fuck yeah, dad bods.
Okay, well, fuck everything I've been thinking the past couple weeks.
No, I think it's over with. I think it's over with.
I was gonna say, I'm fucking trendy.
No, you're disgusting now.
I'm disgusting.
Yeah, now we're both pretty fucking gross. It's like, you can work out everything, but then it's like, once you get to a certain age, I'm 33, it's like the area right down here. This just stays a pouch of fucking, it's like a pillowcase filled with cake batter. You know what I mean?
The only good thing is apparently I'm very comfortable.
Yeah. For people to lay on?
Yeah.
You're like a waterbed.
Thank you. Yes.
You're like a Tempur-Pedic. You like push your finger into it, and then you let go, and then it like slowly rises back up. Yeah.
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 Maybe, dude, honestly, like, I've been like, fuck this. Yeah, you're disgusting.
hating yourself in the mirror.
But it's
Fucking
like,
disgusting.
honestly, I've never been sober ever in my life and have meat on
Oh,
my
yeah.
bones. So I'm like, whoa, this is disgusting.
It's pretty crazy, huh? Because yeah, I was pretty much the same way. I've always been super fucking skinny, and then I got on testosterone, and then I started going to the gym, and then I was just gaining a shitload of weight. I put like 40 pounds on in 6 months, so I went from weighing like 158 to weighing 195. So it's a pretty fucking insane setup. But the thing that comes along with this, I don't know if it has anything to do with putting on the weight, or if it was because I was on drugs throughout my time. Like at 26, I was on drugs, and now it's come to a point where I have the dad pains, and then you make the dad noises. It's like, and then you got the that type of shit. Yeah, clearing the throat.
Yeah.
And it's when I wake up in the morning, if I'm laying on my back and my knees are like to the side kind of,
Like
and my legs are
contorted
together
and shit.
yeah, I have to like put my hand on the side of my leg and then help my fucking knees up to straighten my whole spine out, because it's like the muscles just fucking fused in place to my spine and it just wouldn't let go. So I'm just twisted up fucking like what's that movie, Emily Rose,
Oh my god,
where she's all contorted and shit.
Yeah. That was
That's
shit,
me
though.
when I wake up in the morning, and then I have to slowly like
It's hot.
work one of my hands from being numb and then start pushing my fucking limbs into positions where my body straightens out.
Dude, my biggest thing lately has clearly been my fucking knees and
Oh,
my
yeah.
hips, bro. Like
My hips haven't got it yet.
I can't.
The
Well,
back is
I've
it.
been in like fucking 3 car accidents, so it's like.
I thought it was from getting rammed.
Well, that's where the knees come in. That's where the knee
Oh.
pains come in. Yeah.
So you're just getting rammed in the face,
I'm
or
like this, like.
oh,
and it's
okay.
just- yeah.
I thought you were just getting
No.
your tush pushed.
Well, yeah. I'm on my knees though.
Oh, well, I
So-
figured just the pounding on them all day would be
Well, I have
jostling them around, you know.
sensitive knees and being on the ground so
Sensitive
long.
knees. Tom Green knees.
Yeah.
No, I get it. But it's like, because I used to see people that were a little bit like within a decade older than me when I was in my 20s, and they'd be complaining about like back pain, and I'm like, that's only 10 years in the future, dude. I'm not going to be like that in 10 years. That is not long enough for me to fucking lose my like agility or my flexibility. I'm going to be fine. And then it was like the day I hit like 31,
Oh yeah.
I just turned into like a complete cripple. I can't fucking,
Sick.
if I sleep, there's no moving. I used to be able to just sit up and like pop out of bed, go about my day. Now it's like, takes me 5 minutes to like work up the strength to get out of bed. And then if I don't drink coffee, I'll be asleep by fucking 4. And then as soon as I hit a couch, I'm just fucking just going out. I'm just gonna go to sleep now.
Once my bones start going very shitty, like I just want like a cyber leg, like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
That'd be
get
so
a bionic,
sick, bro.
get a
Yeah, like
fucking
a
Iron
bionic
Man leg.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty sick.
that'd be fucking Winter Soldier.
But you know how much that's gonna fucking cost to get that shit put on? Because even just to get a regular ass prosthetic is fucking thousands of dollars.
Well,
But to wire it up to your nerves and shit, yeah, I'm gonna rob a prosthetics, like a robotic prosthetics
Fit
place.
this shit to me, god
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, fuse my nerves to this robotic arm.
Yeah,
So I can fucking, I don't know, jerk off with a robot hand, I guess.
I want mine.
You'd have to put like a skin glove on it or something to make it feel not terrible.
So,
Just
like,
cold
silicone?
steel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put a fleshlight on the end of it,
Ooh,
and then you just have to do that.
that's what your hand is just a fucking
Yeah.
flashlight.
It's just it's a fleshlight going like long ways across your wrist, and then you just do that. Because yeah, just doing it with cold steel would probably, you'd get scabs.
I
and it
mean,
would
I'd be
pinch between like, you know, like if the
Ooh,
fingers moved,
yeah,
it'd
like-
pinch between your fingers. Ooh,
I'm
fuck,
gonna
that would
try
suck.
it. I mean,
You're gonna try jerking off with a robot hand? Do you have one?
no,
I didn't think so. Because
maybe.
where did you get the money for robot hands? You don't have money to pay me back, but you got money for fucking robot hands? God damn it. You're supposed to go get your license with that money, not buy fucking robot hands to jerk off with,
Robot
stupid.
hands. I have a collection, dude.
Do you remember llamas with hats, dude?
Oh.
Did you never saw llamas with hats? Oh my god, it's so fucking funny, dude. It's about, there's 2 llamas, and it's the llama Carl, and then I
Oh,
can't
was
remember,
it-
Peter is the
oh.
other one, and you think the other one's a girl this whole time, and
Was
it's
it on
like,
fucking
It was on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen that shit. Okay.
Well, fuck it, everything's on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, Carl.
Yeah.
What did you do? He's like, well, this guy came in, and then I walked up to him, and then I stabbed him 37 times in the chest. She goes, Carl, that kills people. He goes, oh, I am in the wrong here. I suck. Yeah, there's like 10 of them now, dude.
Yeah.
They put out. I remember I checked like 2 years ago, and there was like 4, and it had been 4 for 7 years. And I guess the guy came back and then created a shitload more. So I watched all of them the other day. I just put on the whole series of it, and it played through, and it's so fucking funny, dude. Because it was like that, the Spoilsbury Toast Boy, and Salad Fingers was fucking huge back in the day, and along with Homestar Runner, that fucking dude that he like, what's his name? Trogdor. You remember Trogdor?
No.
Trogdor. Dude, it was so fucking funny. But yeah, that was on the Homestar Runner page, and I think that was like when YouTube like barely just was starting up.
So like when Unforgivable and the Tourette's guy were like really
Yeah,
big
exactly.
and shit.
Yeah, because it was the Unforgivable guy was one of the other things that I was watching around the same time.
That guy
Give me a
was-
fucking chicken sandwich and a
Ah,
Coke or something. Yeah, that guy was fucking
that guy
funny.
was classic, bro.
I was in jail with a guy that looked identical to that guy, and I told him about it, and he was like, "Nah, I never even seen that." And I was like, "What? How the fuck have you not seen that shit?"
It's you, dude.
I was like, "You're in it, dude."
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you haven't seen it. That's you.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that shit is so funny though, dude. But yeah, fucking dad pains. You turn your you move your arm in a direction and then turn your head another direction, and then that's just where that's how you sit now for
This-
at least a few weeks.
This is me now.
Yeah, this is me now, and I accept it. Yeah, it's the same exact shit.
Yeah.
And we would always see people when we were in fucking H pod together. Now, this is where I got to see like the bottom of the barrel type
Oh
of
my God.
humans. Like, it's like looking into the future and seeing the worst possible thing that you could become. So you're seeing 55-year-old men who look 70, who have no fucking teeth. They act like they're 15 years old. It's like emotional growth stops
That
the day that
pod-
you start using hardcore drugs.
That pod was like a melting pot for fucking
Dysfunction.
weirdos and and
Yeah.
dysfunctional people.
There was like that dude Hightower had no fucking, it was just gums, and they would like sit at the table and just to watch them try to eat cookies with their
Mm.
chin touching their nose, that
Oh
whole
my
shit.
God.
And it's like, dude, you're 40. How the fuck did this happen to you, man?
Dude, I've met
Just so much
20-year-olds
meth?
with no teeth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. I know
like-
a dude that was 27 and he had a full set of dentures.
Do you remember Creep Show? Of course you do. What am I asking? But
Oh,
Creep
yeah,
Show. Oh my
dude.
God.
That he had
This
the
dude's
scariest looking teeth.
Ugh.
That one that was just loose that he would always push around with his tongue.
Yeah, he looked like the straight up Crypt Keeper. Like,
Yeah, I have a fucking. This is a portrait right
Uh,
here on my arm. If you're looking at the YouTube video, see that?
yeah, that's him.
That's-
That's the guy,
That's Creep
dude.
Show from jail, dude.
That was my celly.
I mean, I already had it by the time I got into jail, but that's fucking him right there, dude. That is
Well,
fucking
dude,
him.
the stars told you were gonna meet him. So.
I know that, but jail is a great place to do one of my favorite things, which is people watching.
Oh my God.
It's always been the funniest fucking thing to just kind of watch people and then make up a life story about them, just depending
Yeah.
on what they're doing. Or like, I would used to sit with my friend and we would watch two people at like a restaurant or a fast food place. We would kind of like just peep over at them, a corner of our eye, peripheral shit. So we weren't staring right at them like fucking insane people. And then like I would assign myself to this guy on the right, and then he would assign himself to this guy on the left. And then we would just tell each other what these two guys or this guy and this girl were saying to each other. And it was always so fucking funny just to see because you're using their body language to try to figure out what is matching their body language. Are they saying something angrily? Are they sincere? Are they sad? Are they making a joke? There's so many fucking things, and it gives you such good ideas just to use someone's body language to give yourself like a literary idea of what words would be coming out of this person's mouth, judging by the way that they're moving their bodies.
Dude, a lot of good ones have been when we're on the road, like coming back into town or something.
Oh, seeing people in the
Just
like
passing
in
by.
cars.
We're like, oh my God.
The other day it was just there were some beaks.
yeah.
Like
that-
fuck, it was like literally every car that drove by, the person would just drive by and it was just this either a Squidward nose,
or Toucan Sam's sister.
yeah, toucan Toucan Jim,
Yeah.
or fucking Adrian Brody drove by a couple times. I think he
Oh
was
my
in a
God,
couple
that-
different
That
vehicles.
dude's
One
got
of
a
them,
very
he was a woman.
distinctive schnoz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing is. He's a great fucking actor.
What about like Owen Wilson's schnoz?
He broke his playing college or high school football. That's
Oh.
what happened to his nose.
Wow.
Because Luke Wilson, yeah, wow. His nose and his brother's nose, Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson, their noses would look similar. They both have like a thin kind of bridge, but Owen's just kind of has that like Zorro slash in it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what happened is that he
Their
met
nose
Zorro as a child.
knows.
Yeah, the nose knows for sure.
Yeah.
And but yeah, they're both fucking great actors.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Luke's nose isn't even that weird. It's really just Owen's broken nose, and he doesn't get it fixed because that's like a big part of him. Because you could argue that Owen Wilson's a bigger star than Luke Wilson.
Dude, I've seen people with really fucked up noses before. Like one of them was like this, like
Yeah, I've seen that.
I'm like,
Just delayed. That means that their nose got straight broken, and they
Yeah.
just never got it fixed properly. My aunt broke her nose. She was in a Trans Am, and she was leaving a bar drunk. She went to jail for this already, so it's fine. She backed up too fast and slammed into like a parked truck. And then when she came forward, she hit the bridge of her nose on her steering wheel and just fucked her shit up.
You know what was like one a really big fear I had like was getting in a car accident because don't you know how they say if you fucking hit someone
Yeah,
like
it goes up
this-
into your brain.
Yeah, I've always had that fear. Like
I don't think that. I mean, you'd have to hit it so fucking hard. I don't think a human
boom.
could really, because I think even if it broke, it would just shatter all this to the side. It'd have to be such a spot on hit at the tip,
No, I don't
like at the
it.
bottom of the tip, to push that whole fucking thing into your skull.
I don't. Bruce Lee probably could have done it, but you know.
Bruce Lee could have done fucking anything,
It's
man.
true.
God damn it. Rest in peace, Bruce Lee.
You know what I mean?
Where you at when we need you, boy? That's it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, we covered all the stuff that we had figured out for today. We're still working on getting better video quality stuff. So if you guys want to not just listen, but peep it, and then we'll also be able to put up images and videos and stuff like that to kind of go along with the stuff, make it a more multimedia feeling. So it can be used, to have visual aid. And we can also, play videos just to kind of talk shit. We can utilize that, the people watching, and kind of just riff on what,
have some visual aids.
yeah, visual aids, and then like look at some people at Walmart or something. Look at just peep on fucking people that are tweaking out at Kmart or Target.
Tweaker hunters, bro.
Yeah, we can do some tweak watching, which is always fun.
Which is very easy.
Yeah. You have anything else you wanna tell the people of the world? You know what I mean? Big nose in it.
Let your fucking friends know about us.
Let your freak flag fly. Let your freak flag fly. That's hard to say.
On that note,
Freak flag fly.
exactly.
That's it. Yeah, fucking
Spread the word.
Like, share. Fucking if you're listening on Apple Podcast, rate it, subscribe, do all that cool shit. Go to our Twitter, it's at SFU Podcast. Go to our Instagram at stillfuckingup_podcast. And that's it. Thank you for fucking listening, guys. We love you so much. Bye.